I don't think I'm going out on a limb here when I say the men in this film are horrible, horrible people. Hello everyone, I'm Sean Mazerall and this is Nocturnal Horrors. I just got Shudder yesterday and I have a long list of movies I gotta get through, and I started with Revenge. Revenge is a film that centers around an annual hunting trip in the desert by three men. The so-called ringleader decides to bring his mistress to the house where they all meet up, and unfortunately things go a little haywire when the other two men from the hunting trip come early as well. Before the hunting even begins, everything spins wildly out of control. I am so late in seeing this film, so let me just tell you right now, if you haven't seen this film yet, this is your wake-up call. Stop and go see it right now because it is 100% worth it. This is a bold film from writer-director Coralie Fargeat, not just in terms of its social statement, but in everything in terms of its visuals and audio. This is a desert you'd see in a Mad Max film. It's got neon colors like you'd see in an NWR film, and it's got the perfect blend of over-the-top visuals with audio simultaneously, like a Park Chan-wook film. I haven't seen this done this well since Stoker. Revenge uses its music so loudly at times and so precise in the same way that Edgar Wright does in Baby Driver. Yet at the same time, the director is able to use complete silence with music at just the right time to create an absolutely unsettling scene. For example, look at the moment when Stan and Jen first come together when no one else is around. Feel the lack of music, feel the intensity, feel the isolation, feel how unsettling it becomes. The back and forth, stylized editing of symbolism between man and animal, all while using premeditated transitions, would be something that Sergei Eisenstein would simply stand up and applaud to. Revenge takes the best of all these films and smashes it together to make one great movie with style and brutal grace. I need this director to make another film right away, like now, like it needs to come out tomorrow. Please, I beg of you. We've seen this type of revenge plot over and over again in movies, but we've never seen it quite like this. Okay, spoilers coming now. Men are disgusting in this film. Liars, cheaters, animal cruelty, rapists, murderers, and this is stuff that we see every single day in real life. So as harsh as it may seem, this is reality. And so often, women do not have a voice. It's not by accident that Jen's last line spoken is in the 26th minute. In Revenge, men are cowards. And this is portrayed beautifully by Stan. When Stan rapes Jen, he is an absolutely intimidating and vile human being. When the ringleader gets back, all of a sudden he turns into a huge sissy of a man. He cowers, he cries, he just goes into his little fetal position. Even when the hunt begins, he stays in the car while the other two men go look for Jen. He becomes the butt of every joke. He is shown as a complete pathetic individual, and I love how the film portrays this. This is a man who does absolutely vile things and yet is an absolute joke of a human being. And the film really breaks him down in every single scene. He's the laugh track. He's the court jester. It's the symbolic progression of the forbidden fruit, that damn apple. It's the way the blood splatters on the ant, the way the piss hits the spider, the way the lizard licks its lips. The way it's all done is masterful in its sensory overload. And how about that ridiculously long one-shot take of Richard back at the house, making a phone call, getting in the shower, hearing something, searching for Jen, looking across the entire house. Film professors should be breaking down these scenes for their students. Look at the way the film is bookended by the helicopter and the house. Look at how particular scenes are bookended. The wrestling on the television starts a scene and ends a scene, as well as comes in later during the hallucinogenic state I had images of Danny Boyle's 127 Hours and the whole Scooby-Doo thing going. I was so on board. As soon as I saw that she was going to take that, and then she has that one shot of her looking at the fire, and you're like, oh, it's about to go down. This director is about to have some fun. And just kills it. I'm so on board. It was the first time I ever even thought about having a tattoo. And let's talk about production for a second. I am so glad that they had all these night shoots during the initial chase for Jen. You gotta get everyone to not sleep. You gotta bring all the equipment out there. It is so dark, you can't see what you're doing. Everything you do, you need a flashlight for. Every time you put a light out in the middle of the darkness, you got all sorts of animals and creatures going towards those lights. It definitely costs way more money to do it at night than in the day. That shit is hard, and I applaud the producers and the creators and the cinematographers and everyone who had to stand out there during those shoots. I might be looking too into this, but there was many shots of Jen's stomach and her butt. Now they're clearly setting her up as a sex object in the eyes of these men. However, I think there's a lot more going on here, because I think this is foreshadowing of Jen's rebirth. For every shot that they put on her stomach, for every shot they put on her butt, I actually think they were putting the shot on her lower back, which is exactly where the branch impales Jen. And where does it come out? Right in the side of her stomach. Exactly those two shots they continually show in the opening. And everything that happens after being impaled by that branch is her rebirth. Okay, everyone, that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. I am pumped that I have Shudder right now. I'm going to go watch another film. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch Nocturnal Horrors. Bye, guys.